The High Court has turned against William Ruto and granted Raphael Tuju an anticipatory bond, temporarily shielding him from arrest of allegations that he staged his own abduction. The court's decision allows him to remain free as investigations continue into claims raised by detectives. The decision by the High Court marks a significant development in a case that has drawn national attention. On Tuesday, March 24, 2026, Justice Martin M. Muya issued orders granting Raphael Tuju an anticipatory bond. The bond was set at 200,000 shillings. In an alternative, the court allowed a cash bail of the same amount. The ruling means that for now, Tuju cannot be arrested as investigations into the matter continue. The application before the court had been filed urgently, and Tuju's legal team sought protection from what they described as a risk of arrest and detention by the state agencies. The court agreed to hear the matter during the court vacation period, and this step reflects the urgency attached to the case. At the center of the investigations are claims that Tuju staged his own disappearance, and authorities allege that the former cabinet secretary fabricated an abduction incident. The claims were outlined by Mohammed Amin, who indicated that detectives were pursuing the matter as a possible case of self-abduction. According to investigators, the alleged incident may be linked to an ongoing legal dispute. That dispute involves a bank loan and the possible auction of property, and police believe the reported disappearance may have been intended to attract sympathy. However, Tuju has maintained a different account. He has indicated that he went into hiding due to concerns about his safety. This difference in accounts remained a key issue in the investigation. And before the court's intervention, Tuju had spent time in police custody. He was arrested on March 23, 2026. He was then held in Karen police station as detectives sought further action. During that period, concerns began to emerge over his health. Reports indicated that his condition worsened while in custody. This prompted police officers to take him to hospital for medical attention, and the situation drew the attention of several police figures. Among those who accompanied him to hospital were Kalonzo Musyoka and Eugene Wamalwa, and both leaders have since raised concerns about how Tuju was handled. The police to what they described as decline in his health during the time he was in police custody. The involvement highlights the broader political interest in the case, and Tuju is not only a former cabinet secretary. He also previously served as a Secretary General of the Jubilee Party. His position in the national politics has made the case more visible, and it has also intensified public interest. In his court application, Tuju sought protection from several state agencies, and these include the Office of the Inspector General of Police. He also named the Directorate of Criminal Investigations and the Directorate of Public Prosecutions. Through his legal team, he asked the court to prevent these agencies from summoning or arresting him. He also sought to safeguard his freedom of movement. The court's decision now provides temporary relief, but it does not conclude the matter. Investigations are still ongoing, and authorities are expected to continue gathering evidence. They will seek to establish what exactly happened in the period surrounding his reported disappearance. Meanwhile, details about the alleged incident continue to emerge, and Tuju's vehicle had earlier been found abandoned. The car was located along Miotoni Lane in Karen, Nairobi, and this discovery had raised the initial alarm. It contributed to the narrative that he may have been abducted. However, his later reappearance shifted the focus of the investigation, and detectives began to examine whether the incident had been staged. This shift has now become the central issue in the case, and the High Court's ruling does not determine guilt or innocence. Instead, it ensures that Tuju remains free while the legal process continues. Such anticipatory bonds are designed to protect individuals from possible unlawful arrest. They also allow investigations to proceed without interference, and for the public, the case raises broader questions. questions about the use of power, questions about the handling of high-profile investigations, and questions about accountability on all sides. The involvement of senior political figures adds another layer to the story. It underscores the intersection between law, politics, and public perception. And for many Kenyans, the developments are being closely followed, and the case touches on issues of justice and also fairness. It also highlights the role of institutions in handling sensitive matters. As the investigations continues, attention will remain on the actions of the law enforcement agencies, and their next step will be critical. They will determine how the case moves forward. At the same time, the courts will continue to play a central role. They will provide oversight. They will ensure that due process is followed, and they will balance the rights of the individual with the interests of justice. For now, Raphael Tuju remains free under the conditions set by the court, but the situation remains fluid. Further hearings are expected, and more information may emerge in the coming days. The outcome of this case could have wider implications, and it could shape how similar cases are handled in the future. It could also influence public confidence in legal processes, and for Tuju, the immediate concern is clear: to comply with the court's orders and to prepare for the next stage of the legal process. And for investigators, the task is equally clear: to establish the facts and to present them within the framework of the law. As events continue to unfold, the focus will remain on the search for truth, a process that is now firmly in the hands of both investigators and the courts. In a case where law, health, and public trust intersect, the final outcome may carry lasting weight far beyond the courtroom. That is all for today from Kenya Lens Media, where we bring you news updates as they break. Kindly, if you are new here, consider subscribing as a way of supporting us and also helping us grow this platform.